Genesis 18, chapter 18, verse 1. Then the Lord appeared to him near the oak grove of Mamre, as he was sitting at the door of his tent in the very heat of the day. Chapter 18, verse 2. And when he had lifted up his eyes, 3 men stood over him. And seeing them, he ran to meet them from the door of his tent, and he bowed down to the ground. Chapter 18, verse 3. And he said, If I, O Lord, have found grace in your eyes, do not pass by your servant. Chapter 18, verse 4. But I will bring a little water, and you may wash your feet and rest under the tree. Chapter 18, verse 5. And I will set out a morsel of bread, and after you have refreshed your heart, you shall pass on. For this is why you have turned aside to your servant. And they said, Do as you have spoken. Chapter 18, verse 6. Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah, and he said to her, Hurry, mix 3 measures of fine wheat flour, and make loaves baked under the ashes. Chapter 18, verse 7. But he himself ran to the herd, and he took a calf tender and best, and gave it to a servant who hurried and boiled it. Chapter 18, verse 8. Likewise he took butter and milk, and the calf which he had prepared, and he placed it before them. Truly he stood near them under the tree. Chapter 18, verse 9. When they had eaten, they said to him, Where is Sarah your wife? He answered, She is in the tent. Chapter 18, verse 10. And he said to him, Returning I will return to you at this time of life. And behold, Sarah your wife shall have a son. Hearing this, Sarah laughed behind the door of the tent. Chapter 18, verse 11. Now they were both old and in an advanced state of life, and it had ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Chapter 18, verse 12. And she laughed secretly, saying, After I have grown old and my Lord is elderly, shall I give myself to the act of intimacy? Chapter 18, verse 13. Then the Lord said to Abraham, Why did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I, who am old, give birth? Chapter 18, verse 14. Is anything difficult for God? At the appointed time I will return to you at this time of life, and Sarah will have a son. Chapter 18, verse 15, Sarah denied, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. But the Lord said, It is not so, for you did laugh. Chapter 18, verse 16. Then when the men had risen up from there, they turned their eyes towards Sodom, and Abraham traveled with them, leading them on the way. Chapter 18, verse 17. And the Lord said, How could I hide what I am about to do from Abraham? Chapter 18, verse 18. Since he will become a great and very powerful nation, and in him all the nations of the earth will be blessed. Chapter 18, verse 19. For I know that he will instruct his sons and his household after him, so that they may keep the way of the Lord, and do judgment and justice, so that the Lord may bring about for Abraham all that he has spoken to him. Chapter 18, verse 20. And so the Lord said, The outcry from Sodom and Gomorrah has been multiplied, and their sin has become exceedingly grievous. Chapter 18, verse 21. I will descend and see whether they have acted according to the outcry that has come to me, or whether it is not so, so that I may know. Chapter 18, verse 22. And they turned themselves from there, and they went toward Sodom. Yet Abraham still stood in the sight of the Lord. Chapter 18, verse 23. And as they drew near, he said, Will you destroy the just with the impious? Chapter 18, verse 24. If there were 50 just men in the city, will they perish together with the rest? And will you not spare that place because of the 50 just, if they be in it? Chapter 18, verse 25. Far be it from you to do this, so as to put to death the just with the impious, and so that the just should be as the impious. This is not like you. You who judge all the earth, will you not judge justly? Chapter 18, verse 26. And the Lord said to him, If I find 50 just within the city of Sodom, I will release the entire place because of them. Chapter 18, verse 27. And Abraham responded by saying, Since now I have begun, I will speak to my Lord, though I am dust and ashes. Chapter 18, verse 28. What if there were 5 less than 50 just men? Would you, because of 45, destroy the entire city? And he said, I will not destroy it if I find 45. Chapter 18, verse 29. And again he spoke to him. But what if 40 are found there? He said, I will not do it for the sake of 40. Chapter 18, verse 30. I beg you, he said, be not angry, Lord, if I speak. What if 30 are found there? He answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. Chapter 18, verse 31. Since now I have begun, he said, I will speak to my Lord. What if 20 are found there? He said, I will not destroy it because of 20. Chapter 18, verse 32. I beg you, he said, be not angry, Lord, if I speak yet once more. What if 10 are found there? And he said, I will not destroy it because of 10. Chapter 18, verse 33. And the Lord departed, after he had ceased speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place.